Alright, good morning everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's Grixis time, as it always is. And and foremost, I want to thank Bug for his support. It hasn't gone unnoticed, my friend. And if you would like to test out specific cards in Grixis in this shell, then let me know in the comments below. Alright, other than that, our last league worked quite well. Was pretty satisfied despite having that unlucky 1-2 punch in game 3 against Blue Moon. And I think that Damnation is a pretty good card in the current meta. Serves a lot of purposes in a variety of matchups, and I definitely want to maintain the Damnation there. The only question here is I'm always not really satisfied with both Dispel and Spell Snare. Spell Snare can be good at times, can be superbly good at times, but mostly I think we want to force through one of our PN Kirans or maybe a Kalitas, something like that, and maintain a backup copy of a counterspell that we can still play. So let's say we play PN Kiran Lar because our opponent stepped out or has 1 mana, and then of course he can't counter it, we resolve it, and we ourselves only have 1 mana left. He goes into his turn and untaps playing Teferi. We will never get back from that position, right? But if we had Pact of Negation, things change dramatically there. So the thing is that Pact of Negation, I thought it would have been better in our shell, but Nimble Obstructionist can only counter triggered abilities you don't control. And this is a triggered ability, but one that we control, so that's a little sad, I gotta admit. And yeah, other than that, I'm pretty satisfied with everything here. Not yet super awake, but we'll do what we can. Yeah, and this time I made sure that I didn't mute myself. The problem is that sometimes, people walk in or it's loud in the background, and so I mute myself for a bit, and if it gets too loud or too long, I just stop the video and stop recording. And in those moments, I forget to turn the microphone back on again, and that's what happened last time. And therefore, yeah, I only realized that by the end of the game. Alright, so I'm gonna play the Inquisition here because I don't want to run into Search for Scanta, which is the biggest problem that we could potentially face, and there it already is. It's not a good hand though. So pretty sure that our opponent was relying on that search, but he also does have a couple of serum visions. The surgical extraction main board is pretty interesting. We could of course go ahead and play Snapcaster Mage here, but that would probably incentivize him to surgical our Inquisition. And if he did that, then he would know about our Nimble Obstructionist. The question is, do we want to save on Nimble or the effectiveness of Nimble Obstructionist? Because he's probably going to use the Field of Ruin anyway in order to Terminus and Lightning Helix. Ah, so it's a Jeskai list. Alright. I think I'm gonna go after the surgical though. What did he do? It's 2 cards on top. Ah, no. Okay. So as long as he is not using that Field of Ruin this turn, I'm actually fine with it. This time we put 2 cards on the bottom. The problem is that there's no card that I want to be throwing out the window here, therefore I'm just gonna save it. Okay, that's something that we'll definitely catch at some point. Important for us to keep him off of that cryptic. As well as red mana. Alright. I actually like this from our perspective because well, despite losing our ability to play Liliana, we did have access to Logic Knot, just in case he was gonna play something. Yeah, we're 1 card ahead now. We know 4 of his cards in hand. I think I'm gonna go ahead and play Liliana here. Maybe he runs all his cryptic commands. I'm not gonna use Liliana though. Still gonna go for blue sources here, just because I want to be able to snap back or cryptic, and we can still get a black source through our filter ruin. Okay, this is actually pretty important to me. That he doesn't get any value out of it other than seeing our hand. Because now we still have Snapcaster Mage and we also still have Kolaghan's Command. Sure. So I want to have a look at his hands. Alright. Forcing us to also use our stuff, but that's fine. There's only one card that requires us to have 2 black sources, but I'm still gonna go for that one. I think we should be able to take it for a while. Alright. Now I'm fed up. So he has the option of playing Terminus. He doesn't know about our second Snapcaster Mage. For all he knows, it's Terminus. And I guess he will path our Jays here. Well, but he just put himself dead. So that's fine. All right. So now we're exactly at that point where I do want to have Pact of Negation. Jay's somewhat difficult to deal with here. I might be taking out Chase completely. And just one Pact of Negation. I think that should be fine. Alright, so crunch time. Search for Skanta. He does have it, of course. As they always do. Again, surgical. Oh my goodness, it's basically the same hand as it was last time. It's probably just the Dispel. Like if we had a turn 1 discard spell, he would have run into complete disaster here again. But anyhow. Now we have to find a... I'm going to be cautious with our life total as much as we possibly can. Okay, and this time it will land. We could have attacked. Scoring a Jace. So next turn he's going to flip his search, and that's just good timing. It's also pretty important that he's probably forced to surgically or fulminate a mage, either this way or that way. Unreal. The amount of lands that we draw. We know about his Supreme Verdict. And I only want to force him to use his Field of Ruin onto our Creeping Toppet once we have a Nimble Obstructionist in play here. 7 cards in hand, that's and a couple of really good ones at that. Put 2 cards on top. Okay, Counter Squall is not too bad. Always like to have additional counter spells. We're gonna try to protect our Fulminated Mage. Yeah, we can actually kill him next turn. Let's see what he does. With 8 damage in hand, if he fetches, he's down to 10. I want to save the Counter Squall for Lightning Helix, which he will have to get a red source for. Okay, so I believe that he wants to try and Field of Ruin our Creeping Toppet here. But if Lightning Helix is the only card in his deck, yeah, let's have him do that. It's fine. Because he needs to shock this. Yeah. Alright. I assume he's going to flip it now anyway. What the fuck? What was that? I think I spoke something, like I said something that activated Siri. So she's always listening in, I guess. What the fuck? Like on my phone. Yeah, and that's what I expected. Let's wait first. So we know he has one cryptic command. I think I'm gonna kill Search for Scanta here, because he cannot activate it. Yeah, he's targeting his own lightning helix. Which is fine, I guess. Oh, there's Pact of Negation. That might actually serve us quite well. All right. Good. So even if he did have some sort of additional counterspell there, we would have been able to win it, which is always a great feeling. This is actually pretty strange. Prairie. So it could be sun and moon. And if it were to be sun and moon, then we definitely don't want to start off with a manland here. What the fuck's going on? Yeah, it's definitely some sort of moon. Moon prison thing. So I'm gonna play Tar Pit just so in case he comes around with a goblin. Or just a blood one. Alright. Yep. So much fun. But apparently he doesn't have additional sources of anything. Is it worth it to play Nimble here? I think I'm gonna save on the Nimble because he might have access to Anger of the Gods, and if he does, then I don't want to run into it with like multiple copies of my stuff. So now he should have some Planeswalker. Yeah, see. Yeah, if we find like one black source, then we should be able to chain enough stuff together. And we have two basic swamps, so there is a decent chance. Right. Lightning Bolt would also be great here. Oh no, it wouldn't, of course, because of the Chalice of the Void. It would just be bad. We just need a black source. And I think we can handle this. Yes. So now we can only hope that that was his only Emrakul. Oh, come on. So he didn't want to discard his last card in hand. For whatever reason. Okay, I'm still gonna take everything onto Nahiri here. I think it's too important to just let go. Shells for 0. Okay. Yeah, at some point we will find a black source. Double black is something that's pretty unlikely though. Now I think even if we just drew another blue source, we could potentially... Oh, come on! We're not being chased by luck here. No, that's bad. Now we do have a problem. It's not getting better. So within our 30 cards, you know, I mean, there should be a black. Just should be a black source. Yeah, too late. Unreal that people are playing these decks. Ah, what? Damn it. Yep. This also is the 4th. Can't believe it. Oh my god. That's not getting any better here. So I'm gonna bolt myself here, just so that we have like at least one possible delve. Finally. So important. Good. Motherfucker. Alright, does that change anything? We still need lightning bolts for planeswalkers. And we cannot get rid of our discard spells. Cool. Rest in peace, Blood Moon. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. Um, I think these are both actually quite bad in our current situation. Can't believe it. Cannot believe it. How can you be so insanely lucky? Try me fucking... Damn that shit. Oh, yeah, the shadows, sure. Well, I guess. Without that Blood Moon, like additional copy of Blood Moon there, I think we have it. That was unfortunate. Oh man. Also, Blood Moon into Nahiri is, of course, pretty good. And you always play against these kinds of people also during a GP. Come on, man. Yeah, definitely going after Aetherwile here. It's so buggy. This is so buggy. So I'm gonna use Terminate now, not only for mana reasons, but also because I want to diversify the things that we still have in hand in regards to a potential meddling mage. This time, of course, it's the other way around. By getting rid of the Noble Hierarch, we will limit his plays per turn to 1, which is actually not too unimportant. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that, just because it gives us more time to find the spells that we need in order to pull ahead. Of course, just when he drew the fucking Cavern of Souls. Damn it. That's alright. Unless he has another Cavern of Souls, of course. Okay, him attacking here can only mean that he considers, like he has maybe one, but maybe two Reflector Mages in hand, and that he considers giving us the Snapcaster Mage back into our hand more threatening than he does playing out that Reflector Mage. It's not uncomfortable, right? Yeah, I think he just made a mistake. Alright, so now it's just a Reflector Mage. To the bottom, to the top. So now I actively want him to play that Reflector Mage because I want to deploy our Jace. I could have also waited there. Would have actually been smarter because we knew what we were going to draw. We didn't need to be mana efficient. Or we didn't need to be so mana efficient. Another one. Come on. Damn you. Yeah, that Reflector Mage there. Okay. Need to play him anyway. Take those 3. Go down to 2, then Flashback Lightning Bolts. But it doesn't have a flash threat, which it does not. Okay. Might be getting back in the game. Bottom top. So he must be saving something up. All right, that was a close one. Didn't actually think that we would get there, but thankfully we did. Yeah, something like this. All right. I like having Jace here in this kind of matchup, way more than having Search for Scatter, because of Thalia mainly, and because they usually have to board out Reflector Mage. Also, against Sync Collector and Kaiser Freebooter, it's always great to have only creatures in hand. Because our opponents have to become more disruptive in the way they play, which also slows them down. And it's pretty nice to have both options there. Yeah. Usually I wouldn't like to show him what we were drawing, but I'm not sure yet if we need this polluted delta or if we are going to discard it to Jace. Okay. Let's have a quick look here. Now we have two options. We can either run out Nimble and just block, which is what I would do preferably if you can't. Yeah. Because Nimble is not really good in this matchup, and if we can catch off a Mantis Rider, that's actually pretty good. Bugler, I would imagine. Yeah. Not great, but still okay. You have no. Okay. Now the best card to draw here would be in as its Steadycaster. Yeah. So I think I'm killing the Noble. Take up on single lecture. The thing is that Bugler in this spot doesn't do really a lot. Lieutenant's somewhat annoying. So let's see. I think we're gonna kill this one. Get a blue. Play land. Still have Snapcaster up to kill the Militia Bugler. Stop him from having a double or triple turn. And then, as a Steadycaster, of course, can get rid of the Lieutenant. And we should be quite okay. I did have another one drop here. Alright, this is worst case scenario. Not gonna lie. Having that one drop there. I'm gonna take up here. Kill Thalia's Lieutenant just because of Phantasmal Image. And then attack. Always feels like an onslaught against humans, like you're gonna kill so many things. Just so much. Yeah, and he has to have drawn a Thalia's Lieutenant here. And even if he did, would still be able to kill this thing. Could have also done it with the other one, but I think he just gave up. Yep. Alright. I don't know the like. I think we're just mulliganing every fucking game. Absolutely insane. Again, it's nice to have Jace Prince Prodigy here because depending on the matchup, we can both be proactive and reactive in this kind of spot, which is really important to me as a player. To have the flexibility, which you couldn't. Scalding Tarn. Scalding Tarn isn't too good for us. Could also mean a lot of things. Could be Blue Moon, could be whatever. I'm still gonna run out Jace and force him to have a Lightning Bolt. Apparently he doesn't have enough lands. Alright. So some sort of Blue Moon list. Could also be Wizards, I believe. Spybluff Canal is not a card that you would usually see in a Blue Moon deck. We're still going to play around it. This was actually a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. That was super risky. Because if I put him on Wizards, then I know that he's playing Nimble Obstructionist. And knowing that, I'm gonna discard Lightning Bolt here, just because we can flash it back with Jace at a certain point. And if we're in the control mirror, then I do want to have access to all of our lands. This is super weird, not gonna lie. Yeah, I think this time we have to discard a land here. I'm gonna play out the swamp just in case we want to use Logic Knot and Nimble Obstructionist in one turn. This is super awkward, guys. I'm not sure what's going on here. Oh. Let me activate my Jace. Alright. I'm just gonna use this proactively, as we always do in these kinds of matchups, to get ahead on resources, which is of utmost importance. Like, it's not likely, but it's possible that he's Blue Moon, and this would have been a basic island. Therefore, I think fuck? Okay. That's not something I did expect here, to be honest. Like, I was considering Storm, but like usually Storm doesn't play. So he wants to go off with 4 cards in hand. Usually Storm doesn't play fetch lands, just because of... that's the reason. Okay. Pyromancer Ascension. So we still have a Cryptic Command. Therefore, at some point we will be able to bounce this and then discard it. Probably. Motherfucker. Yeah, it really is very problematic. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna bounce this again. And then I'm gonna try to stop it with a Logic Knot. Because it's not something that we can win against. Maybe it's just an old school type of... Oops. Sorry. Type of Storm build. So in order to for this to resolve, he would need... Okay. So I'm not gonna play out Jace here, because we probably need everything for our Logic Knot. We've already dealt 9 cards. But he's also short on resources. Only 3 cards in his hand, even if there's no land in there. should be quite difficult for him to go off, I hope. Alright, so first of all we're gonna kill Baral. And then we're gonna counter this. Okay. So this is 2 turns. Next turn we can kill him. Two-turn clock. And at this point, Pyromancer doesn't have any counters on it yet. If a Lightning Bolt is back up. Okay. Okay, no counter. It's important. Also, Electromancer we can still kill it with PNK and Lar without sacrificing our ability to like kill him next turn. Put 1 card to the top, 1 card to the bottom. Okay. So he's definitely not going off this turn. But we still have 8 damage on board. Good. So what do we want to have? We want to have the pacts. I want to have all of this. Is it Steadycaster? This one as well. This all goes away. One Jace. Now it becomes somewhat difficult. I think we can cut 1 Cryptic. Probably 2 Piankirans. No, we can't actually. No. Because of the Pyromancer Ascension. We cannot cut Cryptic and need to somehow do it with Snapcasters and Nibbles. Super strange that he's playing with fetches. Don't know what the reason for that one is. The reason Stone players aren't playing fetches usually is because you have so much deck manipulation that you don't want to shuffle your deck in between. Ritual Baral. Desperate is the arcane one, right? Yeah. I guess if he plays a Baral, that's fine. Okay, and if he doesn't, then we're just gonna take it anyway. Unless you had found a remand there, then it would have been quite bad. So if we survive this next turn, then I'm not overly confident, because that's always bad, but positive. So we put a card to the bottom. Didn't want to have that one. Okay. Now we do have Nimble as our safeguard against a Grape Shot. We could also pressure him with it, but I'm not at that point yet. Next turn we could go Collective Brutality, have a look, still keep Nimble up. Alright. Oh yeah, definitely remand. Definitely remand. Sadly we cannot stop that one. So pieces of the puzzle, sleight of hand, metamorphose, desperate ritual. Oh man, he has everything here. Probably taking another pieces. Plus maybe Grape Shot, maybe metamorphose. And here, like, if he still had Remand, Remand's just so threatening because it completely negates our Nimble. Yeah, he took pieces in Grape Shot, yeah. So he's incentivized here. Empty, Scalding Tarn, Sleight of Hand, Pyretic Ritual, Scalding Tarn. Took Empty and Pyretic Ritual. Goes up to 6. And now has Grape Shot and Empty in hand. So the thing is that I don't really care about the Empty. So I'm just going to counter the Grape Shot here. keeping our Jace alive. Yeah. Now he's completely run out of resources. Would be great if we found another red source here. And I think I'm actively gonna look for it. And that's also not too bad. Because say this goes to the bottom and this goes to the top. Because I don't want to lose to N. To something off the top, like as unlikely as it may be. Good attack. Alright, now I'm feeling pretty good. First of all, we're gonna kill that one. Alright. You know what? Doesn't really matter. We have so much in our hand that we're just gonna go kill him wherever we can. Or stop him wherever we can. So the Empty the Warrens really isn't too threatening, but I do want to have some sort of pressure. So I'm just gonna make him discard because we can and take the Nimble back. By the way, I love Pact of Negation, just a great card. Of course you need to hit 5 lands first, but still pretty great. Yeah, and at this point, like, he's definitely not gonna win this. It would be a surprise, let's put it that way. We could also attack with the Creeping Target, of course, but there's just no way we lose this. Therefore, no hustle. You know what? Draw that card. I guess they're a card that could still be oh my god. Sure. And he's back. He's back. He's back. He's back. He's back. Alright. Let's finish this off. Nope, we can't finish it this turn, but next turn he's definitely gonna die. Alright, good job. I'll be right back in a second for round number 5. Alright, welcome to the last round for today's league. We're doing pretty good for ourselves, winning 3 rounds with 2-0 and just losing 1 round. I don't even know against whom we played. No matter. Always be careful with Pact of Negation. If you're playing this version with Pact of Negation, Pact is great. Then only board it in against decks that have something more powerful to play than PN Kernel are, as a rule of thumb. Otherwise, you'll just be stuck with cards that you can't play. Or you'll have to counter Lightning Bolt or something. But I think it might be what I wanted, like what I was looking for as additional counter magic. So I think the last problem that remains is really, I mean, not even Hollow One. Hollow One is tough, but it's beatable. The most problematic is something like Dredge and Benchline. Those decks are basically unbeatable. We have to think of something. Alright, let's take a look. Ooh, Jund. With the slowest of all possible hands. I don't know how you, like, without knowing what he's playing against, what kind of keep is that? Not a good one. Yeah, that was so obvious. So sadly, we will have to take the Goyf here, because we currently cannot beat it. That was quite optimal for him to draw this way. Now another land source would be. Yep, you gotta specify those wishes, otherwise. So let's see. Thoughtseize. It's good that we have 2 removal spells here for the Bloodbraid Elf. But usually that's actually a mistake. That is not a good pick for our opponent. He should have taken the color guns command, forcing us to lightning bolt the Bloodbraid, and so he has a safe attack with Raging Revive. Yeah, now he has to play around the Lightning Bolt, which will give us additional amounts of time, and that might cost him. Has to take Snapcaster Mage, therefore he can't attack again. Yep. And we're just gonna wait. We're just gonna try to outgrind him here at some point. Overall, he certainly has more dead cards than we do. Great find. P and Kieran Lar. I actually want to have both of these. We could play P and K right now already, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want his Regent Revine to be a full power creature. I would like to keep him off of doing anything for like 1 or 2 more turns until we have the Field of Ruin, and then can kill it without wasting a mana source. Alright, let's see. Lightning Bolt, okay. Yeah, at this point it doesn't matter anymore. We can protect our Snapcaster Mage. Why would he shock that though? So 1, 2, 3, 4, we still have that and that up. The only problem here is that he does have access to that Mushroom Pulse. Mass of the Fells, well that's pretty cool. I like it, mate. Yeah, so if he's going after our Pink and Lar, then we're just gonna flash it back, bring it back with Colligan's command. Yep, sure. Alright. But now I'm actually gonna go ahead here and kill the Raging Ravine. Or Raging Ravine? Ravine? Ah, Ravine. It's Ravine. Alright. Raging Ravine. Okay, yeah, that's the very reason I didn't play the Jace out there. Because I suspected him to have another removal spell in hand. Alright. So, Arcana Magic's not as good as it usually is. Let's see. Liliana the Last Hope is okay, but only if we already have control of the board and not if we struggle to keep up with the board. So I'm going to take those out. One Safeguard Damnation. I think one Kalitas is fine as well, just to have a very impactful draw. And then we sprinkle it with a little bit of disruption here and there. Okay, opponent's on mulligan and put a card to the bottom. Thoughtseize, which he doesn't have any mana for. And he can't play Ooze next turn as well. Well, that was kind of fortunate. But we're still gonna get rid of that Ooze potentially. He has to discard. Dude. Okay. Opponent is drawing hot, but we are as well. So, let's see. Like, in my personal opinion, it's actually more important to get rid of that scavenging ooze. But he could just choose to not play it, and therefore I'm still gonna go ahead here and kill the Tarmogoyf. If he hadn't drawn this one, then it would have already been over, and then followed up by Tarmogoyf. Not bad for him, not bad. Now any Snapcaster Mage, any Colligan's Command, any Lightning Bolts should be okay. Pink Kiran Lar, actually not so good. In this particular instance. So we're taking somewhat of a beating here. Damn it. The good thing is that Scavenging Ooze cannot grow beyond 4/4 right now. That means that we can block it if we want to. Yep. If he attacks with both, I'm gonna throw everything in front of that Scavenging Ooze. Because I think land-wise we should be able to win this. Damn it. Motherfucker. This is unreal. Unfucking real. These draws. It's really, whenever he needs it, like, he gets it. Yeah. I think we're throwing One Ring Funeral under the bus. So he's offering the trade again, which I don't understand. Yeah, he must have another removal spell in hand, otherwise this doesn't make sense at all. Oh, thank God. Now, of course, we still have that Raging Ravine, which is somewhat problematic. So I guess it's terminate or bust. Cryptic Command would also be alright. I mean, we could theoretically try to block it with Tar Pit. But I don't think that'll work out. Yeah, we should have never lost this game. Never ever. This was... I haven't seen Liliana of the Veil yet. Maybe he has reduced the amount of Lilianas, or he's not playing it as a metagame choice. Okay. That's not good, of course. Not gonna lie. But it's also not too bad. Of course, Snapcaster is our main source of card advantage. But we still have Jace. And we put a lot of our cards into the 4-drop slot. So I think we're gonna go with this. Perfect. So fetch for basic swamp there, not only to preserve our life total, but also because of Fulminator Mage. Because Fulminator Mage can only kill non-basic lands. Destroy them. Okay, opponent does have a tough decision here apparently. Liliana of the Veil, okay. Don't know if that means that he has another Liliana. Yep. Motherfucker. Motherfucker. That's actually a difficult decision here. We either go for black for the Nation, Kalitas, and Liliana. Yeah, I think that's alright. Good. So he definitely has a That's interesting. So if we damnation here, he does have a Bloodbraid in hand, almost certainly. Yeah, I think we just damnation. What a game. Great game until now. Alright. We're going to discard our Fulminated Mage nonetheless. But our opponent's drawn supremely well, one has to say. Okay. So now playing Bloodbraid Elf becomes a risk because of Kalitas. Also attacking with Scavenging Ooze doesn't really make sense anymore. Okay. So he has to find a removal spell here, and he didn't. Therefore, we're just gonna kill Bloodbraid with P and Kieran and then store it, like regaining some traction here in the game. Yeah. I think we're even gonna do something different. It doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know why he would do that. Another surf. Alright. Yeah, I think that's it. Alright, great league. Awesome stuff. Great last game. Yeah, can't complain. Super happy, although we didn't use it once. Somewhat happy with Pact of Negation here. And other than that, also pretty decent sideboard. We played against a lot of different decks today. So once again, our deck just proved to be so versatile that we can play against almost anything at any given point in time and still come out victorious. I hope you enjoyed the league. As I already said in regards to the other video that I uploaded yesterday, consider donating. MTGO is fucking expensive. Subscribe to my channel, and yeah, let me know what you think. Have a great Sunday, guys, and see you next time.